Yo, what is up, guys? It's John here, and today we're going to be looking at gaming PCs on eBay and seeing if you're going to be getting a good deal for your money, because I just kind of felt like doing it, a little bored. I know it's been a minute since I uploaded anything on the YouTubes, but I really haven't been too inspired to make a lot of videos lately just because there hasn't been a lot of great new games coming out, at least recently, and I don't know, I just wanted to do something different. So yeah, today we're going to be looking at the top 5 first things that come up on eBay. Look, you obviously see gaming PC, and we're going to say out of these what I would buy, what's the best value, and I haven't even looked at the ads yet, so we're just going to be going over these together and seeing what I think you should buy, if there is one you should buy. So what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go down to this one. So these are obviously the top 5 best results by best match. Top one, let's check it out. Dell Gaming Desktop Computer PC Tower i5 16 gigs 2 terabyte. So I'm willing to bet that this says i5 kind of for people who are kind of looking at things from the perspective of your first time buyer of a PC, you're looking for a gaming PC for your kids, something like that. And you kind of look for the moniker of i5, i7 because you associate that with being really awesome and really good. And I'm willing to bet that this is a very old i5, as in it's an old generation. And to those of you who don't know, there are generations that come out every year or every other year for computer parts. So if something is a fourth gen i5, then that means that it's the 4th year kind of in that series. So it's quite old at this point. I'm not going to go into the exact date of it. You can look it up if you're really curious, but I'm just going to let you know it's pretty old. Some of these processors are over 10 years old. So yeah, let's just get into it. Let's just say that you want a terabyte, because you probably will. 16 gigs is pretty good for now. Obviously, you're going to take professional, or they put this in here so that they can upcharge you, because the value of Windows is valued at $100. A lot of these guys on eBay that sell computers like this use copies of, sorry, my dog just dropped the bone on something. She's trying to play with me. But a lot of the people that upload on eBay, they put the copy of the operating system in here for your choice because they value this at $100 or probably $150, which they can get these keys, guys, for like $5 to $10. Like, this is pennies on the dollar. Let's say no LCD, like you're just buying it. 228 bucks. Gaming PC for 228 bucks. Pretty cheap, right? Does it actually go into the specs here? So NVIDIA GT 730. This computer is not going to be good enough to play pretty much anything. I'm going to be honest with you. Even if we put in an SSD, right, we have the 16 gigs, doesn't matter. The operating system is not going to affect your gaming ability at all. $324? No. Let's make it, you can't even put 8 gigs in here, can you? So this is as cheap as it's going to get, $205. Even at $205, this is not worth it. Again, you're not going to be able to play virtually any, you're not going to play any games that have come out within the last year. 100,000%. Don't let anything fool you. If it says, oh, I can play GTA and all this stuff, this computer is not going to be able to play a game like that. The best thing that you might, and I'm not going to put my 100% down into it, you might be able to play League of Legends on this. You might again be able to play some really low quality card games like Hearthstone or Legends of Runeterra, I guess. Very, very low quality. Maybe a couple indie games that are very small and like arcade, like old style. For $200, this is not worth it. 100,000% not a good value. I would not buy this, and sadly this is one of the highest selling computers on eBay. I mean, 1,720 sold. That's crazy. 4,500 watchers nearly. This is not a good value, guys. Please do not buy this. The keyboard and mouse is, it doesn't matter because that's not expensive at all. And the next one is the gaming PC Ryzen 7 custom gaming computer, pink, 16 gigabytes RAM and 500 gig SSD, PK45. I'm assuming that's the case. $600. Okay. So this looks like it's a new one. It doesn't look like anyone's bought it yet. Maybe this person just uploaded this and is paying for some decent ads to be run on here. Radeon graphics. So this is already giving me the sign that they're using an integrated processor for the graphics. This is not terrible, but I'm going to tell you right off the bat, for 600 bucks, probably not a good deal. Let's scroll down and check it out. Got you. So if the GPU right here, this is the most important thing for gaming computers, guys. This is the thing that you need to pay attention to the most. If there's one thing that you look up YouTube videos for, always go to where it says GPU, type in the GPU name into YouTube and click benchmarks. This will tell you how that performs in the games that you might be playing, like Grand Theft Auto and things like that. Vega 8 is an integrated graphics card, which means that the processor and the graphics card are the same thing. This means that if you want to later on add a graphics card, you can do that pretty easily. You can just put it into the computer, as there is not one in there currently. But this also comes at the cost of significantly less performance. You got Ryzen 7. They don't even go into which Ryzen 7 it is. Which Ryzen 7 is equivalent to the i7 for Intel, like I mentioned earlier. So it does have that kind of moniker. It's building that moniker, AMD is. Good processor, but for a graphics card, this is not going to be good. For $600, you can do much better. I can say that right off the rip. A 500 gig NVMe SSD is great, but it's just not enough. 16 gigs of RAM, again, not enough. For $600, this is not going to be great for you. This computer is an amazing value that will compete with any comparable i5, i7. As far as performance for the processor versus processor, yes, it will compete with an i5 or an i7. GPU wise, this computer is not great. And again, like I said, if you're looking to buy a gaming computer, this is not going to be the one that you want to purchase. And if you're looking to buy just a computer, this is also not going to be one that you're going to want to purchase, simply because this is way too overpriced for that. I'm sorry, $600 for a desktop. If you're looking to casually browse the web and make documents, you can do so much better than that. I might go over a video where I talk about the best computers to buy on eBay if you're doing that. But for gaming computers, this is a horrible value. This is probably worth maybe $400, and you're looking at probably $600. Free shipping at least, returns, but $600 is just way too much. I'm sure with tax it's probably $650, $660. It's just too much for this build. I think that it's kind of a rip-off. Again, not something I would buy. Okay, so the third computer on our list for $400, and I'm sorry, I hope the music's not too loud. I really am hoping it's not going to be crazy. But our third computer on the list is a custom gaming desktop i7 quad 16 gig SSD, 1 terabyte, and a 660 GTX. So this is a very old graphics card. It's not great. For $400, it's probably not going to be worth it. Again, unfortunately, this is another one that sold quite a bit. Not as much as the first one that we looked at, but 144. Not great. New case, new build. That's a little misleading. New case is definitely, I'm sure, what the case is it's a new case. Contains both new and used parts. So they say new case, new build, but then they say new and used parts. This is going to be, the majority of this build is probably used. The only thing that's new is hopefully the power supply and the case. The graphics card, there's no possibility that it's new. I'm sure the RAM's not new. Graphics processing, dedicated, that's not true because it has a GeForce. Oh, it does have a dedicated. The i7, first gen i7. Guys, this is over 10 years old right here. I think this might be 15 years old. For $400, you're buying a 15-year-old computer part. There's no way. No, there's no way. This is 100%. I can't even really go into the rest of the specs. This is just... is there any redemption here? A new case. The case is probably $50. The RAM is probably, they probably found that for about $30. It's almost 2 generations old RAM. The motherboard's super old as well. The graphics is probably another $50-$80 for that, if that. Let's see what they say it can run. 2 gigs DDR5, blah, blah, blah. 660 PCI Express Gaming. Out of all these games, what can it run? It's not going to run Apex Legends. It's not going to run Fortnite. It's not going to run GTA 5. It's not going to probably run Farming Sim. Valorant, it might be able to run CSGO at 60. It might, again, run League of Legends. It's probably not going to run this at 60. Not going to run Minecraft at 60 probably, unless you're super, super low quality. Probably not Sims. It's too new for this. This is probably not literally going to run a single one of these games at 60 frames, besides potentially CSGO, it might touch 60 in League of Legends. But League of Legends has been out for a long time, but don't let that fool you. There's the fact that the game's been updated every year, guys. I mean, it's got a little bit more demanding since it's come out, right? These two are the only ones you might be able to run at 60 frames. And if you don't know, 60 frames per second should be your target for your games. Because if you run it at less than that, it's going to look laggy. The gameplay is going to look choppy. For $400, there's no way in hell I could convince you to buy this. There's no way in hell I can convince myself to buy this for $400. Definitely not a good value. All right, so this is the fourth build we're going to look at. I turned on the music a little bit. Hopefully it's better for you guys. Gaming kit variation. So this one's got a different, let's see, PC only. Again, guys, I want to tell you this. Keyboard and mouse, you can find these all day on Amazon. The ones that even have RGB, which means they glow, for literally 20 bucks. Some of them I've seen as low as $12 for a keyboard and mouse. Don't think when they add a keyboard and mouse to the build that it's worth an extra 100 bucks. Please don't do that. Parents out there, don't do that. If it says keyboard and mouse plus headset, again, headsets on Amazon, they're still really decent. They sound okay. There's nothing wrong with them. Like the one pictured here, I'm sure I've owned this. It's probably, again, a $15 headset for that one in the picture. These are not expensive. Don't let them tack on, let's see, actually. Don't let them tack on a whole bunch more money for that. I like the graphics, though. I will say they did go into the effort of making things look decent. Now, this right here, monitors. This is where things get tricky. If I was going to buy a computer variation with a monitor, or a kit with a monitor, look into what the monitor is. Hopefully in this ad it tells you. But if it's a 1080p monitor, this is probably, I mean, it's probably going to be a 1080p monitor just because I wouldn't think that they would want to sell you a monitor super nice that their computer couldn't run on. But who knows? Hopefully they see in the bottom. So again, 108 of these sold. $750, I'm going to tell you right off the rip. With a 1030, there's no way I'm paying that much for this. So we're just going to look at PC only for 350 bucks. Maybe it's worth that. Let's go down. i5 3rd gen. Again, we're going back to this whole thing. So far, the only one that has had a new processor like this generation or within the last few years has been the one with the Ryzen 7. Everything that's been listed with an Intel i5 or i7 has been very old tech, like very old, like 10 years plus old. Scrolling down a little bit, NVIDIA, again, we said that the GPU is very important for the gamers out there. The GeForce GT 1030 2GB is not a great graphics processor. It's going to help you, it's going to run maybe that League of Legends that we talked about. Let's see if they actually have anything about the games. They don't. You're going to get a 500 gig SSD and a terabyte hard drive. That's pretty good. That's not actually the worst thing we've seen so far. That's pretty good for storage, actually. For 350 bucks, that's not bad. For memory, that's not terrible. I think 16 gigs should be the minimum, especially on if it says DDR3. That means that it's nearly 2 generations old for RAM. So 16 gigs isn't terrible. I think I'd like to see more, but it's not bad for this system. I think the weakest point here is definitely going to be that graphics card. But here's one thing that I haven't mentioned before, and I think I'm going to have to here because it looks like it. This is a problem. This computer case is an issue, and here's why. This is a very small computer case. It is a slim factor, which means this. A lot of the times when you think that a computer is good value is when you can buy it and upgrade it. This one would not be a great value for me just because maybe at 350 bucks it's okay buy right now. The problem is you will never be able to upgrade this because what you'll have to do is you'd have to upgrade the case and transfer everything in this into a new computer case. If you're looking into doing that, that might be possible. And that's if, right, we don't know. They have pictures of RGB, which is the lights on it. I don't know for sure if that's not a pre-built case with a fancy light added. I don't know. It might not be. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say it's not. But for me, 350 bucks, still pushing it. This one is a maybe. If you're really desperate for a PC, I still think for 350 bucks, I think that's just too much for this. Yeah, it's just too much. I'm kind of torn on this one. This might be the best value so far. Either this one No, the very first one's not a good value at all. I'm trying to think back to that one was $200. Because for that one, we're getting less storage. The thing that actually helps this one a lot, surprisingly, is the storage. This isn't a super expensive combination, but it is a good combination. And if this is a case that's not a pre-built case and it has a motherboard that you can upgrade on and stuff, for 350 bucks, it's not a great deal. 108 sold. 850 people watching. This one is decent. This one's decent, but it's definitely really cutting edge on 350 bucks. I don't think that's really worth it. If you were getting to like checkout and the tax said 400 or something, I don't think this is worth it at all. It's definitely not worth it with a monitor, because look at this. Like I just said, a keyboard and mouse plus a headset. What is that? 30, 40 bucks, 50 maybe for a decent one. So that puts us at 400 bucks, and a monitor. $750 with tax, you're probably looking at 800. There's no way I'm paying that much for this PC. This is out of the question. They actually have a good value on the PC, the keyboard and mouse, because it's $380 versus $350, so it's not a terrible price for that. $420, I'm not paying for the headset. But yeah, this is a little bit better. If you were to buy this, I think this would be okay. Again, I don't think this is a great build. Let's hope the last one that we're going to go over today is decent. So we're going to be looking at this last one. 6 watched in the last 24 hours. This means this one might be pretty hot. 253 sold. That's what, the second most sold? i7, i5, 32 gig, 1 terabyte SSD, 1030 RX. So this one just means that they're letting you choose everything, it looks like. So in this case, 150 bucks is very deceiving because they're having a sale on it actually. 2 days. Nice. This is very deceiving. Same case using the last build, which doesn't give me a lot of faith. Let's say we want to spec this out to be as good as it can be. Again, 4th generation processor. The first number in these number combinations means a lot. If this was a 3770, that would mean it's 3rd gen. And if it said 5770, 5th gen, so on and so forth. So this is 4th generation stuff, pretty old. Let's just spec this out to be the best PC they can sell. 1 terabyte SSD, oh my gosh. Oh, Intel HD Classic Business Choice, that's not the best. The best thing here, these two are both pretty bad, but we're going to say this one's better. And we're not going to put a monitor. Why does it say only 150 bucks still? Did it not update? Oh, you have to buy a monitor. Wow. They actually don't give you the option not to buy a monitor, do they? Unless, there's no way that, yeah, you have to buy a monitor. Okay. $120 for this? No. No way. Not a bad i7. It's very old. Again, we have only found one new age processor out of all of these builds. Man, let's spec it to be the cheapest. So cheapest would be this, and this. At the cheapest, you're paying $300 nearly for. Oh, okay, but you don't have a graphics card. So this is not even a graphics card in this. What? And they won't actually. That's again another deceptive move by them. So I don't like this listing just because it's very deceptive for new people that are into this space. This is preying on people a lot, I believe. So if you're new into gaming or new into PC buying or anything and you don't know what you're looking at, this is very, very deceptive. This is saying if you want to buy the cheapest thing, here it is. It's only 300 bucks. If you're buying this for your kid or somebody and you're thinking it's going to be a good gaming computer because of the fancy lights and things, this is not a good deal. A very, very bad deal. You could get on Facebook Marketplace or maybe even on eBay again and look at other people's custom builds, which I might do a video over because this is kind of interesting to me, at least, to look at these eBay listings. And hopefully it helps people. I want to say that. But Intel HD graphics, especially on a 4th generation processor, this means that your graphics card and your processor are over 10 years old. That's very poor. This is not going to run a single game at 60 frames per second. This is awful. This is the kind of computer that you would find in your grandmother's house. Seriously, guys, this is a very slow computer. I get it says SSD, so we're all kind of entranced in that. I get it. See, i7, i5, this thing's a beast, 32 gigs of RAM. No. To be completely honest with you, and the way that it's deceptive is also that you can't buy a graphics card for some reason with the lowest spec processor. I don't know why they do that to you. Because I think it means that they want you to spend all that extra money. Seriously. The best graphics you can buy is the 550, but at this configuration, right? This would be the best case scenario for a gamer to buy this configuration for $450. It's just not worth it. I mean, it comes with a 22-inch monitor. It's just 1080p monitors, 22 inches on Amazon. You're finding them for maybe $70, $80 for a brand new one. This one might be used. It's probably not going to be new out of the box. The reality of it is, a 500 gig SSD you can find again on Amazon, maybe 40 bucks. Some of them might even be going for 30. A very old i7. I just can't convince myself, as someone who's been in this space for a while, whether it's building computers for other people, and I'm not even trying to market myself to buy my stuff or that I have anything for sale. I'm just saying as advice, this is not a good deal at all. Yeah, I'm going to say this is a bad deal, and it's preying on people, in my opinion. I guess if you want to buy this and find out, to me, this is preying on people. I don't trust this. I don't trust the way that it's set up. We're not even going to look at seller feedback. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to get into all that. I think that's kind of dramatic. This is just purely looking at the computer. And to me, this is not a great build for what you would be buying as a gamer. Would be this build here. Wait, why does it doesn't let you select? This is either they set this up poorly, or it is extremely, like, they're preying on you a lot, because now I realize if you click on SSD 250, you can't get a graphics card. Why would that be the case? The only reason why that would be the case is if they're trying to trick people that want to spend the least amount into buying a computer they think they're getting a good deal on, in my opinion. But that's just me. I don't think this computer is a good value at the lowest amount of 260, it looks like, or whatever it was at the highest amount. I already forget because I think the number's already ludicrous. This is not a good value for any amount. And so yeah, let's go over what I think the best value is going to be. Alright guys, so basically we went over these computers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the purple means that I just recently clicked on them. And we looked at them. What do I think the best deal is? Like, if you had to buy one of these computers, what are you going to buy, right? I'm going to say right now, please do not buy any of these listed computers. It doesn't matter that the top sold on eBay, whatever. If you don't take my word for it and you want to buy them, you want to not listen to anybody's advice, go buy them with the reassurance that you can get your money back on eBay. You can return anything that you buy, so at least there's that for insurance, right? If I had to buy one, I'm saying the top one. The top one with the most sells is the best. Very ugly, very ugly. Let's spec it out to be the computer that I think you would want to get. You're going to 100% want to get an SSD in this. Whether or not you want to get 256 or 128 is up to you. Bigger is better in this case. Again, memory, bigger is better in this case. Professional, because I don't think anyone really needs home premium. Is it actually less? I don't know. Let's say no LCD monitor. Yeah, 324 bucks. Yes, hurts me to say, but I think this is potentially the best deal out of these. Please don't buy any of them though. Oh god. Again, if you do buy one and you're not happy, let us know in the comments below if you have bought these computers and you still own it or you're writing anything on it now. Put it in the comments. Let us know what your experience has been with any of these sellers if you've ever dealt with them. But again, if you guys are worried about anything and have kind of any nervousness around buying things online, especially Amazon and eBay, just remember that you can return things for free. So buy things that you can afford at that time, and just realize that you can return it if the worst case scenario happens, and then maybe watch another one of my videos and get help finding a really good deal on a computer. We might be going over some computers on eBay that are actually listed appropriately when it comes to price. These ones are all kind of awful, and I think that that's been synonymous with the gaming desktops on eBay. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for the lack of uploads. I'm going to try and get this out to you later on today, and I hope that people can enjoy it. Hope the daylight savings was great for everybody, right? Until next time, have a great one, guys.